Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to a Pokemon showcase presentation for the PokebilitiesAAA tier. I am a council member for the tier. I am Lavender Vice. Pleasure to meet you all. And today we're going to be focusing on Pecharunt and the common sets that it runs in the tier and what its role is. It is one of the most common Pokemon in the tier. And it has four are the most common sets, though I would say that two of them are more common than the rest. So, first off, let's go over its stats real quick. Pecharunt, as you all hopefully know, if you don't, it's fine, is basically, it's a really tanky poison ghost type. I can talk. It has a very large 160 defense stat, and alongside its 88 HP and solid enough move pool, alongside its native ability in Poison Puppeteer, it allows it to really serve as a good defensive glue for a lot of teams and a defensive pivot. Corrosion status spreader is probably the most common set, at least that I have seen. Its goal is Corrosion allows you, well, we'll get into that. Immunity Pivot is the next most common, I would say, arguably. Running mainly two different immunity abilities, though one is more common than the rest. And then we have Prankster Destiny Bond is, I'd say, the third most common, a very annoying set. And lastly, the least common of the okay sets is Sheer Force Life Orb, Sweeper set. So, Corrosion. What does Corrosion do? Well, Corrosion allows you to poison, steel, and poison types with your, with Toxic. That's what it does. And it allows Pecharunt to serve as a really good with Toxic and Poison Puppeteer, and its great defensive profile and longevity with Recover, to be a really good way of forcing progress for slower-paced teams. I would say it only really works on stall teams. Personally, I feel like it can work on slower paced balanced teams, but I feel like stall is where it really shines, as stall really appreciates that its ability to force progress on the opponent. Toxic and Recover are basically mandatory on it. They are mandatory. It's what the set revolves around. And then Hex is most common. You can run Nightshade over it, but because of the fact that you're able to poison just about anything besides Purifying Salt users, even without any investment, I mean, Hex is effectively 130 base power, stab ghost move after, poisoning something. So it's really strong even without any investment. And then the last slot, you can really fiddle around with it. Parting Shot's probably the most common, allowing you to pivot, which is just really good at maintaining momentum. Malignant Chain, or I personally prefer Sludge Bomb nowadays, is a good way to pressure things like Defensive Breloom is a big one, as you can't really hit it with you can't really poison it because it's a self-poisoning mon, and it wants to be poisoned. And then Nightshade is just reliable damage. But yeah, it's somewhat effective. I don't know if I'd say it's Pecha's best set, but it's definitely its most common one. And it's good at what it does. It's just it's really able to be abused, and it doesn't work super well against faster paced offensive teams. Though, to be fair, those are not as good right now in the tier, so it's not bad. And also, there's things like Aloe Momola with Rain Dance is able to, just cure its poison with hydration. There's Magic Guard users like Talonflame, Low Kicks, etc. that are able to, ignore it. And the Natural Cure users, aka Blissey. Blissey is kind of enemy number one for Pecharunt, but able to wall every single one of its sets. Doesn't care about poison because of Natural Cure and Heal Bell, so it's able to cure its teammates as well. I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, and also you can run either bold or relaxed, depending on if you're running parting shot or not, to be a slow pivot. Next up we have the immunity ability. The two main ones are Earth Eater and Water Absorb. You can run Levitate, but I have personally started to not like Levitate because the ability to absorb toxic spikes, though rare, is handy, especially against like Glamoras. But yeah, Earth Eater serves as, I mean, it just having a ground immunity is really good. It makes it so you basically hard wall Great Tusk. And yeah, it just serves as a really strong pivot. Water Absorb, on the other hand, is more of a... It's a precision weapon of sorts. It's AKA it's for walling Keldeo. It's for walling Keldeo, which is one of the scariest wall breakers in the tier with its Primordial C or adaptability set. Because you are immune to both of its stabs, and Keldeo does not have coverage. But it's also good against things like currently right now Barraskewda, which is really strong in the tier. You can also stop Alomomola from pivoting out with like with Flip Turn, burning you with Scald. It's I would say honestly it's on par with Earth Eater personally and how good it is. And I'd say it's probably Pecha's best set. But yeah, as for moves, Toxic isn't as mandatory. You can run it if you want. I sometimes like running it on it, but you can get by just fine with just Malignant Chain. I also, once again, Sludge Bomb I prefer a lot of the time because for faster paced offensive teams and certain balanced teams, it's better to have a normal, like regular poison than toxic poison just because it racks up more damage, like against like Alomomola, you know, regen pivots that just want to come in and pivot out, right? It does more damage in the long term. And then yeah, Parting Shot or Toxic, it's kind of your choice. And then you can choose between Shadow Ball, Hex, or Nightshade. Once again, depends on preference. Oh, sorry, jeez, police are going crazy. I don't know if the mic picked that up. Whew. But yeah, Shadow Ball, it's just good ghost stab. Hex, mainly if you're running Toxic, I'd say, is when you'd want to run it. And then Nightshade, once again, for reliable damage. It's a pretty standard, basic Pecha set. And it just kind of does what it does. It's a good defensive staple, kind of like Water Absorb Tingaloo. Next up, we have the annoying one, the cursed one, Prankster Destiny Bond. Now, there's two ways you can run it. You can run with like Nasty Plot and just be like kind of a, you have to kill me, you have to handle me right now, and I'm taking something down with me. Or you can just run it, once again, as more of a bulky pivot, with Recover, Parting Shot, and just being annoying and being like an insurance button against setup sweepers. It kind of just does Pecha things. It's really annoying because of how hard it is to wear down Pecha with because it's a ghost type. A lot of the time they're running heavy duty boots. It's just great bulk. It's hard to, and its immunity to poison makes it so you can't really, a lot of teams can't safely handle this without like having one of their own teammates get brought down with it. So it's gonna depends. Also, you can arguably run like a what is it called? Not sassy. I can't remember what it's called. Plus special attack minus speed or plus relaxed nature. To have a more like a slow. What's it called? So you Prankster Destiny Bond. They don't kill you, but you're slower than them because you're running min speed. So you are still threatening the Destiny Bond next turn if you go for like a Shadow Ball. And lastly, we have Sheer Force, the least common one. I'd say it's probably Pecha's least good set of the four main ones. Mainly just because Pecha's stabs are fine. It has a very coveted ghost stab, and there's not a lot of ghosts in the tier. There's like Sinistra, Skeledirge, Poltergeist, I guess. Maybe Hoopa. but so there's not a lot of ghosts in the tier. So in theory, it has a very viable, like very solid niche. But 88 special attack just doesn't do it a lot of the time. Like even at +2, you don't even reliably 2-hit KO Spadef Corby that's not running Vessel of Ruin from full, and it's just like, yeesh. It does have an okay-ish speed tier. It does have good bulk at the end of the day, so there's a lot of chances for it to get in and be able to like trade. And especially if like your opponent doesn't have a way of really dealing with Pecha, well, it can be okay, but any like defensive team worth their salt is gonna have a way to deal with Pechas regardless. And like anything that can, like most things that can handle like Corrosion Pecha, for example, right, that can handle it, usually can also take on S-Flow Pecha at the same time, so it's tough. It's really tough, and it's really prone to getting revenge killed. But yeah, and that is it. This is my presentation. Thank you all for watching and listening, and yeah, please check out our lovely, wonderful tier. It's a lot of fun. We just did a revamp of the entire tier, and I'm hoping to make some more of these just for funsies. So yeah,